Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder why some AI chatbots feel super helpful while others just rub you the wrong way, almost like they're trying too hard to be human? Well, this new study dives deep into that exact question, looking at what happens when AI tries to act like us, and why it sometimes backfires, especially with young people in India. So, the big idea here is that AI developers are making chatbots act more like people, giving them human-like traits, so we feel more comfortable talking to them. They give them personality, make them sound genuine and capable. But what if this human-like touch actually makes us uncomfortable and even triggers a kind of resistance? That is what researchers wanted to find out. They looked at two main things: how real a chatbot feels, which they call perceived authenticity, and how good it seems at its job, called perceived competence. Think about it, when a chatbot feels super real, like it truly understands you, it can be amazing. But the researchers found that sometimes this very realness can make us feel a bit uneasy. It's like knowing it is actually a computer program trying to act human can feel a bit like a trick, and that can make us worried about our privacy. This is a really interesting twist. Normally we might think being more human would build trust and make us less worried about privacy. But here, the study suggests that when an AI feels too authentic, it actually makes us suspicious. It feels like it is too good at getting us to share personal information, and that's where the privacy concerns start to climb. On the other hand, we have perceived competence. This is all about how good the AI is. Can it actually do the task well? Is it smart and reliable? You might think super competent AI would be all good, right? And in some ways, it is. When an AI can genuinely help you get things done, that's fantastic. It makes life easier, and that can actually reduce our annoyance with the technology. So competence seems like a good thing, right? Well, not so fast. This is where it gets complicated. While competence is great for getting tasks done, it comes with a hidden cost. The study found that this very competence, this intelligence, can also make us feel like our own skills and uniqueness are being threatened. The more competent an AI is, the better it is at understanding and analyzing our information. This can feel like surveillance, and that can lead to privacy concerns. And when those privacy concerns grow, especially when we feel our unique human traits are being diminished by an AI that's just too good, it can lead to a feeling of identity threat. So, the study proposes a chain reaction. First, the AI's traits like authenticity or competence lead to concerns about our privacy. Then, those privacy concerns evolve into a feeling that our very identity as unique individuals is at risk. And that, in turn, triggers something called psychological reactance. Psychological reactance is basically our built-in defense mechanism. When we feel our freedom or ability to make our own choices is being threatened, it makes us want to push back, to reassert our control. To figure this all out, the researchers surveyed almost 450 university students in India. They used well-tested questions to measure how authentic and competent the chatbots felt, how worried the students were about their privacy, if they felt their identity was threatened, and how much reactance they experienced. They used a sophisticated statistical method called covariance-based structural equation modeling, or CBSEM, to untangle all these relationships. Now, for the fun part, what did they actually find? It turns out there are two different paths for how AI's human-like qualities affect us. For perceived authenticity, meaning how real the chatbot feels, it had a direct link to reactance, meaning we push back. On top of that, when the chatbot felt authentic, it also increased privacy concerns. These privacy concerns then led to a feeling of identity threat, which finally resulted in reactance. This is called complementary mediation, because both the direct path and the indirect path through privacy and identity concerns lead to the same outcome: reactance. So, a chatbot that tries too hard to be human can actually make us want to avoid it. But perceived competence, how capable the AI is, work differently. This is called competitive mediation. On one hand, a highly competent AI directly reduces our reactance. That makes sense, right? If it is good at its job, we're happy, and we don't feel the need to resist. However, just like with authenticity, this competence also indirectly increased reactance by stirring up those privacy concerns and identity threats. So it's like a double-edged sword. You get the practical benefit of a smart AI, but it also makes you a little uneasy about your data and your own uniqueness. The study concludes that for Indian university students who are rapidly adopting AI for all sorts of tasks, these human-like features can be a double-edged sword. When the AI feels too real, it can feel invasive and trigger resistance. When it's too competent, it can feel like a threat to our own abilities and privacy. It seems that for practical tasks, maybe a less human, more straightforward AI is the way to go. This is a really important takeaway for AI designers. Instead of trying to make AI indistinguishable from humans, maybe the focus should be on making AI clearly what it is, a powerful tool, but a tool nonetheless. Transparency in how AI works and collects data, rather than trying to mimic emotions or human connection, might be the key to building better AI interactions. Now, like any study, this one has its limitations. They used convenient sampling, which means the students they surveyed might not perfectly represent all university students everywhere. Also, this was a snapshot in time, so they can't definitively say that AI causes these feelings of reactance, just that they're strongly linked. Future studies could look at this over time or even experiment with different AI designs. The researchers also mentioned that this model explains only a part of why we might feel reactance to AI. There are likely many other factors at play, like our personal fears or how much we naturally distrust new technologies. Overall, this study offers a fascinating look into the complex relationship between humans and AI, especially when AI tries to walk and talk like us. It highlights that while human-like qualities can be appealing, they can also trigger a deep-seated resistance, particularly when it comes to our privacy and our sense of self. It's a great reminder for both AI creators and users to be mindful of what we want from these technologies and how they might be shaping our psychological landscape. What do you think about this? Have you ever felt uncomfortable with an AI chatbot that felt too human, or conversely been frustrated by one that wasn't competent enough? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more science explained simply, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the human mind and beyond. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.